Hello and welcome to video number 3. In this video, I'm going to talk about endorsements in general, and then I'm going to talk specifically about the STEM endorsement here at early high school. Before we start talking about endorsements, though, I want us to go back in time just a few years prior to 2014. At that time, there were 3 graduation plans. There was the minimum plan, the recommended plan, and the distinguished plan. And for the most part, students did not have a lot of choices where their core classes were concerned. They were pretty laid out until their senior year, and then they had some limited choices on what they could take to fulfill the graduation requirements. And when I'm talking about core classes, those are going to be your math, your science, your social studies, and your English. Now, moving into 2014, that is when House Bill 5 went into effect. House Bill 5 was a huge bill, lots of changes, and one of the biggest changes here at the high school was the flexibility that is now offered with the different graduation plans. There are still 3 plans. There is the Foundation High School Plan, which is equivalent to the minimum, and we don't want our students graduating on the Foundation High School Plan if we can avoid it at all. The next plan is the Foundation High School Plan with an endorsement, and then the next plan is the Foundation High School Plan with an endorsement graduating distinguished, and that is our goal for all of our students, is to graduate with an endorsement at the distinguished level. We feel like that gives them the best chance of being successful after they leave high school, regardless of what they are going to do, whether that is go to a trade school, a 2-year school, 4-year school, into the military, right into the workforce. We want them to be as prepared as they possibly can. And so that is our goal here, is to produce students at the highest level possible. If you remember, I believe it was in video 1, I compared the endorsements to file cabinets. And if you walked into a room and every endorsement had a file cabinet, there would be 5 file cabinets. There would be the STEM, the business and industry, the public services, the arts and humanities, and the multidisciplinary studies. And within each file cabinet, you open the drawer and there are folders. So today we're going to go to that STEM file cabinet. And when we open the drawer, we see 3 folders in there. And keep in mind, every high school has different means of getting these endorsements. As long as you are staying within the law, there is a lot of flexibility. So our plans may not look like another school's plans. As a matter of fact, they won't look like another school's plans because there is a lot of flexibility there. So if you're talking to friends from other schools and they're talking about their STEM endorsement, it may sound different than your STEM endorsement because there's a lot of ways to get to the end point. So on our STEM pathways here at early high school, we have the Academy of Science. The Academy of Science, you have to have 4 math credits, and you have to have that for an endorsement anyway, but you have to have 5 science credits. So you're picking up an extra science if you go this route. The maths and the sciences are pretty specific if you go a STEM pathway. So for the Academy of Science, you would have Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and we prefer that you take those at the advanced level. We don't require it, but we do prefer it. And then you would take pre-cal, or you could take college algebra and stats your senior year. Your sciences, you would have biology, chemistry, and once again, we prefer that you take those at the advanced level. Principles of technology, and please keep in mind when you hear principles of technology, that's a physics-based course. It has a little bit more content than physics, and so that's the reason we are going that direction. We want to beef up our classes as much as we possibly can. And then you would choose 2 more science classes, and your options would be environmental systems, earth and space science, advanced A&P, or you could do dual credit scientific research and design. Now keep in mind, you're 8th graders right now. By the time you are a senior, we may have some different options. This is just what it looks like now. If it changes, don't worry, we will still make it work. It's not going to mess up your endorsement. And then for this particular pathway, your freshman level elective, you would choose either Principles of Applied Engineering or you would choose Principles of Health Science. So depending on what your long-term goals are, where a career is concerned, should help you in making that decision. If you're going into a career in engineering, then that would be the route you would want to go. If you're looking at a career in medicine, that would be the route you would want to go. And then there are a lot of other careers. It's not just those 2 that this particular pathway applies to. If you don't know which elective, I can help you figure that out. You would then need to also choose 2 electives from the following: robotics, AC/DC electronics, computer science 1, computer science 2, medical terminology and psychology, and we paired those together because they're semester courses, and human growth and development. Now keep in mind, this is spread out over a 4-year period of time. You're not taking all of these your freshman year. The computer science is going to be a new course next year. If you go that route when you are a sophomore, because remember, your freshman year, you're going to choose either Principles of Applied Engineering or Principles of Health Science. But sophomore year, if you choose the computer science course and then you take computer science 2 as a junior, those can count for your foreign language credits. So that's an addition that we are making for this upcoming school year, and we're very excited about that. I do want to mention, if you do the Principles of Health Science as your freshman elective for this pathway, it is delivered online through our Edgenuity program. A lot of times you'll hear us call it E20 as well. So you will not have a face-to-face teacher. You will have a period that's dedicated to going to the computer lab, and you would log in and work on that course. It's important that you be self-motivated and self-disciplined to do any type of online course. So if that's not something that you can be successful at, then that's not the route that you need to go. The next pathway, the next folder in our file cabinet, is the Academy of Math. In this particular pathway, you have to have 5 math credits and then 4 science credits. And you have to have 4 science credits for an endorsement anyway, so you're just taking an extra math course. But once again, the maths and the sciences are pretty specific for the STEM endorsement. In this particular pathway, the Academy of Math pathway, you would have Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and once again, we prefer you take those at the advanced level. We don't require it, but we prefer it. Pre-Cal, and then AP Calculus. For your science, you would take Biology, Chemistry, once again, we prefer at the advanced level. Principles of Technology, think Physics. And then your 4th science, you would be able to choose from Advanced A&P, Earth and Space Science, dual credit environmental system, dual credit scientific research and design, or environmental systems. And I do want to say the environmental systems is also currently offered online. That would not affect you your freshman year because I would not let you take that course. That is more for your junior or senior year. Your elective for the Academy of Math pathway is the Principles of Applied Engineering. And then you would choose 2 electives, and you would be able to choose from robotics, AC/DC Electronics, Computer Science 1, and Computer Science 2. And remember, I want to keep emphasizing this is over a 4-year period of time. It can sound overwhelming if you think about it all at one time. Oh, I've got to get all of this done. But remember, we're breaking it down by year. The third option in the STEM endorsement, the third file in that, or the third folder in that file cabinet, is the Academy of Medicine. And you would take Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, once again, preferably at the advanced level, Pre-Cal and AP Calculus. Then your sciences would be Biology, Chemistry. At the advanced level is our recommendation, Principles of Technology, think physics, and then Advanced Anatomy and Physiology. Your required elective as a freshman would be the Principles of Health Science, and remember that is an online class. Then you would have the following elective courses at some point during your sophomore, junior, senior years: Medical Terminology and Psychology. Both of those are semester courses, and we tend to pair those together. And then Human Growth and Development. And of course, then you would have your Englishes, your social studies, your PE credit, all of those other credits that I talked about in video 2 that make up the minimum credits that you have to have, which remember is 26, but you will have more than that. So if you're thinking about going with the STEM endorsement, you need to sit down with your parents and you need to talk about the 3 different pathways. Keep in mind your maths and sciences are pretty well laid out for you. It's a rigorous pathway if you choose any of the 3, but we encourage you to really come up here with the mindset of, I can do anything that I set my mind to. We want high school to be a growing experience for you. It's okay that you might get stressed out sometimes. It's okay that you struggle sometimes. We want you to do that while you're still here, where we can help you in getting you ready for life after high school. So please think about the STEM endorsement. In the next video, we will talk about the business and industry endorsement and the different pathways as to how you can get a business and industry endorsement. Thank you for watching. You've probably figured out by now I am not a professional speaker. I like to talk, and I talk a lot, but I'm definitely not a professional. So hopefully you're able to follow along with me and I don't have you too confused. If you are confused, I will be coming down to the middle school after freshman orientation, and you'll have an opportunity then to ask me questions. Or you can email me at hope.bearden@earlyisd.net. Thank you and happy Wednesday. And how about those horns last night? Congratulations. We're proud of that victory over Clyde. Hook 'em.